Asia Wilson just got her own shoe apparently from Nike, right? Or they said it's in development. Yeah, that's bull that they were trying to keep it secret. Right? I call bull. You're not trying to keep it secret that you're giving Asia Wilson a shoe unless there's only positive publicity in giving her a shoe. So Asia Wilson has been the MVP of the league. She's won the league championship 2 years in a row. She's an amazing player. She had this to say about Caitlin Clark, who makes her debut tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. She said this. Asia Wilson thinks that Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's white. I think it's a huge thing. I think a lot of people say it's not about black and white, but to me, it is. It's really because you can be the top notch at what you do as a black woman, but maybe there's something that people don't want to see. Wilson said to the Associated Press. So, did Serena Williams not happen? Did she not happen? Did Tiger Woods not happen? Did Michael Jordan not happen? LeBron James not happen? Did they? I don't. So here's my question to you. And she's talking about the overall popularity. And I think in overall popularity, does her race play a factor? Nominal. How do I know that? Well, women's basketball has had a cornucopia of talented white and black women's basketball players. Elena Delle Donne is white, is she not? Sue Bird, white, is she not? Asia Wilson's black. Cynthia Cooper, black. Like, you can go back through, and it's actually a lot more. There's gay and there's straight. There's black and there's white. There's tall and there's short. So Nike, which is one of the most liberal, forward-thinking organizations in the entire world, chose Caitlin Clark to be a signature. Like, the whole thing, here's why it's bull, the whole Nike releasing shoe. We want to keep it secret. Okay, well, they're developing a shoe that's not ready until next year, but Caitlin Clark's shoe is ready right now? Huh, how's that work? That's funny. That's really, really weird. Do I think her popularity has to do with her being white? I'll give you a nominal amount. If there's a pie, there's a percentage there. There's also a percentage because she's straight. I'm not blind, deaf, or dumb. There's a percentage because she played at the same school for 4 years. She was in the Midwest, right? And there's Midwestern values. The biggest reason that she's popular is it's the Steph Curry syndrome. She looks a lot like the girl who's out shooting hoops next door, and she plays like we are all capable of playing. That's the thought. That's the Steph Curry thing. Steph Curry's not popular because he's black. He's not more popular because he's light-skinned. There is no correlation in race in basketball because it's simply it defies any sort of reasonable logic. Okay? Any sort of reasonable logic. It's like, what are we doing if we're falling back on race? I mean, look, the truth is that all of these women are jealous of Caitlin Clark's attention. And it'll be really hard. Her first game, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. When you're the most popular woman in the entire country playing basketball. You're more popular than many men playing basketball. But this whole idea that, well, if you're the best, you absolutely no, it's not. Has anyone seen Nikola Jokic's shoe? He's a 3-time MVP. His skin is white. Where's his shoe? Okay? Where's his shoe? Asia, this is the reality. Here's the reality. Nike, although they're giving you a shoe, and they're giving you a shoe without any question out of public pressure. Because look, if Nike sold, there was a color style for a shoe last year that was like the Asia Wilson design shoe. If that shoe did so well because of her name, they would have immediately announced, we have the A'ja Wilson shoe coming out. They did not. Do you know why? Because it likely didn't sell at a level that commands that you have your own shoe. That's just the reality of it. You know, Nike would try and make money off of me if they could sell shoes based upon my name. They're a business. And this is the same conversation we had, frankly, about Eric Bieniemy and coaching. Because the job of Nike, here's their job, sell product. Okay? Nike, I think the number is still 12. They want 12% growth year over year on all of their products. If you don't grow 12%, they cut you. Do you know why? Because they're in the business of making money. Period. Stop. Just like for NFL owners, they don't care if you're tall, fat, short, skinny, red hair, dark face, dark skin, complexion, mixed race, whatever. All they want to do is win football. How do we win football games? Because if you win games, again, I'll use the job I just took, Wisconsin, Green Bay. Okay? Wisconsin, Green Bay. They hired a coach named Sundance Wicks. Okay? Sonny's a super high energy dude. Okay? He won 18 games this year after winning 4 games the year before he got there. So he got a contract extension, and you know who else got a contract extension? His athletic director, Josh Moon. Because we're all in the business of winning sporting. Because when you win, and especially in college when guys don't get into trouble, you do it the right way, everyone benefits. The best player signed for a couple $100,000 at another school. The coach got 2 times, 3 times the money at a different school. The athletic director got more money in more years. That's how it works. And the same is true for A'ja Wilson and Nike. Her popularity is because of the style by which she plays. She won more games at Iowa than they had ever won at Iowa before. I know that Lisa Bluter, who just retired, had won a lot of games, but she hadn't gotten to a national championship game back-to-back years, and she did it. She has competitive greatness. That's are you great when greatness is called upon? She has that. And she plays a game in a style which we're all fascinated by because she looks like a female version of Steph Curry, where she's super popular. And this is the same nonsense you heard from people when Steph Curry was making his dramatic rise. Well, he doesn't play defense. You know, he takes crazy shots. He's bad for basketball or whatever. And why did people love Steph Curry? Meanwhile, LeBron James won more championships. But people like Steph's style. They like Caitlyn's style. Sometimes you can't explain why some bands hit and some bands do not. Okay, so what time is Caitlin Clark's game?
I believe 7.
No, go ahead, Sam. I thought it was 7 or 7:30 Eastern.
7:30 Eastern. I'm sorry.
Okay, so 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
ESPN 2.
The Deuce.
Oh, how can they do that and put it on ESPN 2? That is so sexist to not put it on ESPN 1. What's on ESPN 1 at that time?
I think it's more racist than sexist. But
why would they not put it on ESPN 1?
They probably, and gosh, I got to bring it up here. I would assume that there is a conflict with Stanley Cup playoffs
yes.
or the NBA
Correct.
playoffs.
Bruins, Panthers.
Correct.
On it.
Okay, here's the question. Honest question. How much are you going to watch? Sam, I know you're going to watch the whole game.
Exclude me.
Okay.
I'm wearing the shirt, man.
Yeah, listen, it's okay. You're all in. That's great. Listen, I mean, there's a lot of people that are saying they're like you. Dan Byer, how much are you going to watch?
I will tune in. I will. I mean,
now remember, there's Knicks Pacers at the same time on TNT.
I know. It takes me 45 minutes to drive home.
Okay.
So I probably won't be home till about 5 o'clock. We have our weekly meeting for Fox Sports Radio.
What will you talk about in the weekly meeting?
I wonder. So at some point after that is when I'll be able to tune in.
Jay Stu?
I'm going to be glued to the TV, and it'll be the first WNBA game I've ever watched in my life.
Who do they play?
Look for that.
Who do they
Connecticut
play?
Sun.
It doesn't matter, Doug.
Connecticut
it just
Sun?
doesn't matter.
Is that home or is it in Connecticut?
It's in Connecticut.
In Connecticut.
Road game, huh?
It's a 2-monitor kind of night. It's a 2 TV screen kind of night. If you can swing it. If you're,
Really?
yeah, I think if you're, there's a lot of Caitlin Clark fans out there, and they also want to watch some NBA. So, I mean, I'm going to have 2 screens on.
It's a last channel kind of night. It's a back and forth. I don't think it's a 2-screen night.
Can you name, Sam, without looking, a player on the Connecticut Sun?
I cannot.
Can anybody?
No.
Amazing, right?
I don't even know what their uniforms look like. Because every time I think I do, I'm thinking of the Phoenix Mercury.
It's a great point. It's a great point. It's going to be, I'll be in transit, but I think there's a window there where I'll be able to watch some of it. And I know I'm going to be sent box scores about her 3-point shooting, right? There's a couple of guarantees. One is that I will get box scores, and she struggled from 3 in preseason games. That doesn't matter. You know, I'm not looking for confirmation bias. I'm just interested. If I was at home and I had the 2 screens, I would definitely have it on against versus hockey. I got to be honest with you. WNBA is above hockey in my mental Rolodex.
Oh, my God. Well above, right?
I can't name one professional hockey player.
Well, I just told you 3 minutes ago Brad Marchand's not playing for the Bruins.
Wasn't paying
so
attention. I wasn't paying attention. I was only intrigued by the news about me. Okay, tell me more about me, Dan Byer.
By the way, the Sun, an 8.5-point favorite, according to one betting source. 8.5-point.
I used to say if you're betting on women's basketball, you have a problem. But
Spread is
now maybe
available.
I'm kind of interested.
It's
in it.
available.
Wasn't the running joke for years on the CFL as how there were 8 teams and 2 of them were Rough Riders? One was just one name and the other one was split up into 2. But the WNBA has 12 teams, and we have Mercury and like the Sun. Like, is it just only planets? Is that where we're going with this? We couldn't be a little bit more creative.
Plus the Connecticut Sun. It's called the Sun because they play at the Mohegan Sun.
Yes.
But having lived in Connecticut, we're still a little early in the fall for that sun to say it comes out.